Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast, a live show. We back at it. We live in full effect. Max, how you doing today, my brother?
Doing good, man. I got to defend my title. It's a big year for me to establish dominance over you in the picks. You're a wash bum. I'm the
I
king right
lost
now.
literally by like
I
two,
was
bro.
playing
What are
with
you
how
talking
it
about?
wasn't. You couldn't come back. You couldn't come back.
Well, this year we're going to keep the receipts a little bit better. All right. We stepped up our graphics department thanks to your cousin.
Shout out to
So we're going to
Jason, the
have,
cousin.
yeah. So hopefully you don't fucking rig the system, asshole. Because sometimes you'll be like, "Oh shit, my bad. I didn't count some of the games."
That's
I'm
all
like, "Oh,
right. Don't worry about what the fuck I be doing.
it'll be tied, and then the next week Max will be up by like fucking 6, and I'm like, "What the hell happened?" But anyway, new year, new me, new football. We're ready to go. As you guys can see from the title, Week 1 pick'ems. We're gonna be doing this every single Wednesday, like we did last year. Now, last year we went live almost every single Wednesday. It was very rare that we missed a live show on
I
Wednesday.
missed one because of COVID. That's
Yeah,
it.
I think we both missed like maybe one or two, but for the most part, we're there live. This year, it's going to be every other week for you guys. Okay. So every other week, we'll be live at 6 p.m. like we are today. If there's any changes to that, go ahead and follow us on Instagram or Twitter. That's where you guys will be getting live updates if the time changes and all that good stuff. Other than that, you guys will have a show. Okay, there will be a pick 'em out, whether we have to record it late at night, early in the morning, any time of the day. That's the beauty of podcasting, is that you can do it anytime and put it out anytime. Now that's over with. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. We've been killing it so far with some of the NFL content out there. People loved our over under series with the division
Yeah,
specials.
our previews went hard.
Yeah. So shout out to you guys for that one. So anyone that's new to the channel, welcome to our Pick'em series. We hope you guys enjoy this too. Hit the like button. That's an easy way to support us. It helps out a lot, helps out with the algorithm, helps out with all that good stuff and trying to grow our channel. All right. So let's get right into it, man. Bills, Rams, week 1, Thursday night football. Tomorrow night. I can't believe it's here, Max.
I'm
It
going
seemed
to the
like forever.
game. I'm
You going to
excited.
the game?
SoFi boys.
SoFi boys. I wish I could be joining Max, but unfortunately, thanks for the invite, asshole. I didn't get an invite.
I don't
Nah,
love
just
you no
kidding.
more. I don't love you no more.
Nah, me and Max are going to be going to a couple of games this year. Not together, but we'll still be
I mean,
going to a
maybe.
couple of games.
Why
Yeah,
not?
maybe. Not too late. But Bills and Rams, dude. I'm super hyped for this one. Just a couple of betting info for this game. The spread, Rams are 2.5 favorites, and the Bills are 2.5 underdogs. Money line, Rams plus 115. Over under is 52.5.
Well, real quick. No, the Bills are the favorites. If you take the Rams, you
Bills
get
are the
2.5
favorites. Sorry.
points. No. It's for all the. I'm learning all this shit too. So I was like, so people who don't know, it says plus 115. And while you correct me if I'm wrong, you bet $100, you win 115 on the Rams.
Exactly.
And to win $100, you have to bet $135 on the Bills, right?
Yeah.
And over under self-explanatory. So this is the premier game of the week one. It's the first one. Where do we start? Do we hit the injuries? I don't know. You're in control of this ship, dog. I miss you in control. You decapped.
All right, let's go over a couple injuries. Week 1 injuries. It's kind of hard to project really because it's all new. It's all training camp injuries. So like not all these guys have been like every single week we get an update. It's kind of like random as shit. Tre'Davious White ACL, he's on the pup list. He's probably not going to play. Jordan Poyer elbow probable. Most likely he'll play.
Trey
On the
White's
Rams
out
side.
the first 4 weeks, basically. If you're on the pup list as of this right now, 4 weeks, and then we'll consider you playing again.
Exactly. Matthew Stafford, elbow probable. That's been going on all training camp. And Van Jefferson with a knee is questionable. All right. So as all the injuries go, I just want to say this, Max. Week 1, is probably the most unpredictable week you can do for this. All right. So I'm trying to pick some underdogs because you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen, Max. Some team is gonna come out and beat the shit out of a team that was supposed to be good, and we're all gonna be like, where the fuck did that happen? Like, where did that come out of? And last year, I can pick a perfect example. The New Orleans Saints, they beat
Oh,
the living shit out of the Green Bay Packers.
yeah.
No one expected that. And the Green Bay Packers were a team where in the playoffs, like they were a good team. So that was totally unexpected. So don't put too much into week one, whether your team loses or your team wins. So don't just hope for good football, like for week one. It's going to be unpredictable. It's going to be fun. So I don't, there's no wrong or right answers for this, honestly, because you can go both ways. You can make a fucking argument for both teams. Some of the storylines, whose house, Bills or Rams, Josh Allen's revenge tour, ring night for the Rams, Bills offense versus Rams defense. Look, the storylines are kind of dry, to be honest, just because it's week one. They'll get more juicier as time goes. But the one that sticks out to me, Max, the one that you put is ring night. And it's hard to beat a team on ring night. Let's just be real.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, last year the Bucs did a good job, but it was a tight game against the Cowboys team that we were very surprised by after week one. We were like, wow, they showed up. They kind of punched the Bucs in the mouth, but they came back. And for the Rams, Stafford not playing, I would say that's why they're the underdog, and him dealing with his elbow stuff that goes back to last year. Maybe lay off the Jack Yondo. I don't know. But you know, it to me, Josh Allen and the Bills, they've been playing in the preseason. They're got their P's and Q's. Of course, Ken Dorsey, the new OC, that's something to look for, right? Brian Daboll's the new head coach of the Giants. There's been a lot of talk about the Daboll-Josh Allen connection. So let's see what Ken Dorsey does, first-time OC. And this is a hell of a game for a first-time OC against this defense. Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Bobby Swagner, Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Von Miller's gone. He's on the Bills. Should have put Von Miller revenge game.
There's a lot of revenge games week one, technically, for in the NFL, but
there are.
Yeah. The thing to me that, like I said, is ring night. It's super hard to beat a team like that, where you kind of get that extra juice that you have in the game. Like even if you're not as good as the year before, you still got that adrenaline of getting your rings, throwing down the banner, and you just get super hyped for the game. And it's a big advantage for the home team. And I feel like the Rams are going to be able to feed off of that energy. They're going to be able to beat the Bills as good as I think the Bills are. I'm going with the Rams, Max. I don't know about you.
Wow. Well, I'm going with the Bills. I'm going Bills 31-28. It's going to be a close game regardless. Oh, wow. You have a close too. Yeah, we both have by a field goal. I think the rest of the Rams is going to show up a little bit much. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's going to be stars galore, touchdowns galore, McVay versus Allen. Like it's going to be bombs away, fireworks. It's going to be a great opening night, kind of like how it was last year. Barely any defense, all offense. I'm going with the Rams, though. I think they feed off of that energy with their so-called home crowd. I know they don't have the best fans in the world.
I'll be reporting.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have the best fans in the world, but I just do think opening night, ring night, they still have a hell of a team, man. And most of their components on offense are there. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, second year. McVay still there. I got the Rams winning 34-31.
Especially some healthy running backs, too. That'd be like the big thing. It'd be interesting to see how both these teams implement the run game. When last year the Bills weren't good, the Rams were a nightmare all year with Sony Michel and banged up Darrell Henderson and some Cam Akers at the end. So I think maybe the deciding factor might be which team runs the ball better, whether that's James Cook or Cam Akers. We'll see. I would be very impressed with the Bills one. This is my last thing. If they whoop the Rams' ass, that would be like, uh-oh. The Bills might be like taking this revenge tour really hard.
Yeah. I'll be shocked if they came out there and made a statement. I wouldn't be shocked if they won like by a field goal, like you said. Like, you know, just good game. Like it can go anyway. I'll be absolutely fucking jaw dropped if they just came out there and just 30-pieced them. Like they only score like 30-10. I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother, man, in the chat.
Not
Raiders
even that part of the
baby.
show, bro.
Hey, it's all right. It's always a good time to be at that part of the show for the Raiders, man. But we go in order. We go in order for the time zone and all that shit. But shout out to my brother in the chat, man. If you guys are live with us in the chat, go ahead and spam us up. Spam up anything, any questions,
spam
comments.
the dubs.
Yeah, spam the dubs of the chat. Let's move on to the next game, though. Saints at Falcons. A little bit of an interesting game here. I mean, a lot of new pieces for both of these teams. Let's get into the betting. Saints favored by 5.5. Money line is Saints minus 235. Falcons plus 192. Over under is 42.5 points. That is super high. I think that's pretty high.
No, it's high for these teams. Low in general. Like,
yeah.
I think the Saints are going to win this game. Really, I mean, well, I'll get into it. If you want to touch on the injuries, I'll hit them real quick. Trevor Penning, the rookie first round pick, is out. He's on the IR. Might come back with a toe. Malcolm Roach,
the menace.
Yeah. Low key, Aaron Donald on steroids with the starting the fight stuff. Malcolm Roach, leg on the IR. Paulson Adebo, a good second corner. He's questionable. It's dealing with an ankle sprain. Probably going to play. It's week 1. And on the Falcons side of stuff, Juan's boy Isaiah Oliver, knee, IR. Jalen Mayfield, IR. Deion Jones, shoulder on the IR. That's a big loss for the Falcons. And this is a team kind of devoid of a lot of talent. And Drake London, I didn't put him on there because he's going to play more than likely. He's banged up with an ankle. If they have any chance to win this game, they got to have some big plays from the big playmakers.
Yeah. Look, one thing that stands out to me is really how is Dennis Allen going to look as a coach? That's what stands out to me.
And you have a unique perspective on this matter.
Exactly. So you put it on there for the storylines. We got QB questions for both teams, big playmakers, Dennis Allen coaching debut, and expectations for the Falcons. And honestly, like I said, Dennis Allen, I have a good experience with him. He was the Raiders head coach. I said it in the preview. I'm scared shitless of him. Like, I don't think he's a leader of men. I don't think he should be the head honcho. He's meant to. There's just some guys in the NFL that are meant to be coordinators, kind of like the Rob Ryans of the world.
Wade Phillips, better coordinator.
Wade Phillips,
Romeo Cornell.
Exactly.
Matt Patricia, any Patriot coach.
Hey, except for McDaniels, but
already failed.
That's besides the point. But Dennis Allen, I just do think he's one of those guys, and I don't think people take into account of replacing a guy like fucking Sean Payton. That's big shoes to fucking fill, dude. And it's gonna be a big turnaround. I know their defense is still good, and a lot of people are high on Jameis
their
Winston.
roster is good, Juan. That's the thing. Their roster is good. O-line, pretty freaking good. Playmakers.
They should beat this team. They should beat
this team. And I just thought about the quarterback stuff. Mariota versus Jameis, 1 pick, number 2 pick in the draft. That's a cool little thing. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Saints are twice talented. But, I mean, Atlanta's
You know what,
Atlanta's
though?
weird,
Even though
man.
the Falcons are not talented, Max, they won 7 games last year.
Yeah, but
that's
they,
what people tend
kind
to
of
forget.
Let some of their guys go. Like, you trade your quarterback, Matt Ryan. You're already going to get a regression of quarterback unless Desmond Ridder or Marcus Mariota are the answer. I don't believe in Mariota. Yeah. But you got to have some fun with this defense. I mean, A.J. Terrell, no Deion Jones, which sucks, but they lost Oluluquan, one of your favorite players in free agency.
No Deion Jones.
Who are you worried about as a pass rusher?
Yeah.
I mean, Grady tough. Jarrett's good, but I mean, at some point, it's not that hard. It's like the dam's gonna break. I feel like they're gonna be the Lions from last year.
If the Saints lose this game, it will be somewhat concerning. If they get blown out, I'm like,
oh yeah.
You know, because Dennis Allen, this is a great week 1 game for Dennis Allen. You're on the road, an opponent that you're supposed to beat, you're better than. You got to win this one. So we'll see how it goes, man. We're both going with the Saints just as far as the talent aspect, like we said. I got the Saints 23-13. Yeah. Max got the Saints 24-10.
Saints got to take care of business. It's that simple. This team is way less talented. The Saints don't let Jameis throw it away. And from the early sample of last year he was looking excellent. But you never know. Without Sean Payton, maybe Pete Carmichael can't dial up the same formula for Jameis to succeed. And it would really be a shame if the Saints roster was derailed by a quarterback, because their roster Super Bowl worthy. Just the quarterback is the big question mark. And it's been the question mark. Even, I know Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer. Even the last 2 years of Drew Brees, he was holding the team back.
Yeah. It's facts. Let's go ahead and move on to one of the most interesting game.
The revenge.
You talk about
games.
The revenge tour. We got the Cleveland Browns versus the Carolina Panthers. Of course, we got the Baker Mayfield revenge game.
Oh my god.
Baker will be starting. Unfortunately, the Browns do not have their $250 million guaranteed quarterback starting. That's unfortunate. Jacoby Brissett's going to be starting. So this makes it interesting because the Panthers got a chance. Okay. Betting info. Panthers are actually favored. They're at home, 2.5 points. Money line for the Browns plus 118. Panthers are minus 140. The over under 41.5 points. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I'm just going to say it straight up. I would smash the over on that just because I feel like there's going to be no defense in this game. And
well, that's where I disagree on.
Really? You think both offenses are going to suck?
No, I think the Browns offense is going to be suck because one, Jacoby Brissett played one preseason game.
Yeah.
Didn't look good. So, and also, what's the Browns recipe one? It's ground and pound. This Panthers defense, we were maybe a year too early on them. We loved it last year.
After 4 weeks, we thought they were the best defense in the football.
But they got big people. They got Derek Brown. They got Brian Burns, Yetur Gross-Matos. They got Shaq Thompson. They got big dudes who can clog up the run game, and that's what I think they're going to do. And they're not. Who are you afraid of? Who are you afraid of on the Browns? Amari Cooper, who's a wash bum.
I mean, look, I'm always going to be afraid of their offensive line, their run game. With Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, they're dangerous like
hold
that.
Their own. The Panthers, I think, can hold their own. And I mean, Matt
I would hope
coaching for his life, and Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of Baker. That's what it is. Baker's like, you gonna F him up.
Yeah, I would hope so. Look, I would hope that the Panthers come out and their run game is tight, but I really don't see that. I don't see the defenses coming out to play in this one. I see a high scoring affair. I think Baker's going to go out there with something to prove. And Baker, look, as much shit as we want to give Baker, with the whole maturity thing and being a little ass fucking kid and this, that, and the other
commercials.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I wouldn't say great. And I wouldn't say like below average. I would just say he's a good quarterback. And injuries are part of it. The way he handles himself is part of it. But he can play the position. He can make some throws. He has the arm talent. The talent is there. And the will to play is there. So I don't question anything about Baker as far as like winning a game. Even if it's a playoff game, like you've seen it with the Browns that year that they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's capable of having these big games and being the reason why you win. So I've seen it from him before. It's not one of these things like, okay, prove it. It's just more of, okay, dude, be consistent, stay healthy, and don't be an asshole to your fucking teammates. Like, put yourself in front of the bullets first.
Fight with Odell. And I'm not sure if we showed the injuries for these teams, but I just think it's a really good segue. One, the Browns, we got Ronnie Harrison, Grant Delpit, Jack Conklin, all questionable. I think the only person who might not play out of that is Grant Delpit. Everyone else should be good to go. And the Panthers, they trade for Baker Mayfield, and then the quarterback fairy just is like, hey, Baker, let's make sure it's your job. We're going to hurt Sam Darnold. We're going to hurt Matt Corral. Like, dude, it worked out perfectly for Baker. The two people he was at odds with got hurt, and Robbie Anderson's quad, questionable. He's going to gear up. This is a big game for Baker, and it's a big game for the Panthers, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers made the playoffs one. This is a really talented roster. It's just about, can they get enough out of the quarterback? And, of course, can Christian McCaffrey be healthy the whole year? after 2 really injury-plagued years.
I was a big fan of the Panthers when they first got Matt Rule, and especially when they went on that 4-game stretch last year.
Yeah.
But when I seen that whole thing with Joe Brady go on and just some of the moves that they made, and it's made me not like Matt Rule more and more and grow less faith in.
So like a little bit
So
of the Joe Judge syndrome, where like we really liked him, and then he has like the bad post conference, and we're like, dog,
I'm out. I'm out on Matt Rule. I don't think
they're
going to make the playoffs.
I'm in on Matt
I'm
Rule.
out. I'm out. The only way that they wind up having a great season is that Baker and Christian McCaffrey wind up clicking on offense. The defense is going to be it is what it is. Like they have too much talent to be shitty, like worst defense in the league. But on the offensive side, Christian McCaffrey needs to stay healthy, and Baker needs to show why he was the number one.
Yeah, I mean, and he has DJ Moore, Terrence Marshall, Robbie Anderson. They have some talent right there. And some of the storylines, as you click to them, Baker revenge, that's number one. And game 1 of 11 for Deshaun, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Panthers
the Browns
defense.
Look, as you were going to say, the Panthers defense versus the Brown offense, we went over that. Hot seat coaches for both of these guys. But you mentioned Deshaun Watson. This is a game they need to win. Like, if they want to be in that playoff race and survive without Watson, this is a game. They need to win this one.
So what's the record for them have to be entering week 11 to give them a chance? I don't think it can be 6-5. They have to somehow eke out 7-4 for a chance in my book. Because even when Deshaun comes back, it's not like he missed a week. He's missed a year and 11 weeks. That's a long time. It's a really long time to jump back into the NFL.
Their
and it don't get
schedule,
easy.
Max, no, it's doable, though. It's doable. Look, this is how I'm saying that these are games that they need to win. At Carolina, you got the Jets at home. You got the Steelers at home. Then you travel to Atlanta. Those 4 games, if you can capitalize on these bad quarterbacks, you can be 3-1 without Deshaun. Because after that, that's when it starts getting messy. This is where shit is going to go south. You got the Chargers. You got the Patriots. You got the Ravens. You got the Bengals. Then you got a bye week. Then you got the Dolphins. Then you got the Bills. Then you got Tampa Bay.
That gets heavy.
That's tough. That's tough. But if you can put yourself in a great, even go 4-0 in this stretch, like let's say like their defense is great and they're getting it done with the run, that's huge. Four games, that's good enough. If they can just get to 5 wins or 6 wins by the time Deshaun comes back, it's doable. I'm not saying it's a definite, but it's doable. Something to work with.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the optimistic side. With that being said, you think the Browns can eke this one out? Because I'm going Panthers 28-13.
I'm rolling with Baker, man. I got 31-17 Panthers as well. I think it's going to be the Baker show. I think it's going to be one of those headlines for week 1. You're going to be watching Red Zone, and it's going to pop up Baker getting all fucking hyped because
he'll give the finger to somebody.
He's going to grab his he's going to do the Marshawn Lynch. All that.
Plant
all
the those Carolina drum in the middle of the field.
Exactly.
Shout out to the college days.
Shout out to Ahmad Bell, man. They will make the playoffs. I think he's talking about the Browns.
No,
Shout
Panthers.
out to him, man. Welcome
Panthers,
to the chat.
I think.
Oh, the Panthers.
Specify. We need specification.
Yes. We need these receipts, Ahmad. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. 49ers at the Bears. This one's a not so interesting one. Let's try to make this one kind of quick. Betting info. The Niners are 7-point favorites, a whole touchdown. Money line, Bears plus 250, Niners minus 320. Over under is 41 points. Some of the injuries for this one: Deebo Samuel, bone bruise, questionable. Jason Verrett, torn ACL, on the PUP list. Jimmy Ward, hamstring, on IR. That one's huge.
Yeah.
Tajay Sharp, ribs, IR. N'Keal Harry, ankle, IR. Tavon Young, leg, IR.
I put those guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Some of the storylines for this one: Trey Lance era begins, Fields year 2, Matt Eberflus head coaching debut, Jimmy G, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case that's a storyline. But
Jimmy G is legitimately on all fours right behind Trey Lance, ready to tabletop him. He's like, just in case, I'm right here. I got this, guys. And this is what I was going to say about the Bears injuries. This is how you decide to build around Justin Fields. You let Allen Robinson leave. You let him leave. Who's he throwing to? Darnell Mooney? That's it? Cole Kmet? I'm just saying, you got two out of the guys
St.
there.
Brown's brother.
Equimini's. But I feel bad for Justin Fields because he's looked really good, but this is a talented roster they're playing in. I'd be shocked if the Niners lost this game. I'd be shocked if it was close.
Yeah, why do the Niners get these easy openers?
I don't
last
know,
year they played the Lions.
Low key, because they're sorry.
Yeah, last year they started off against the Lions and they had a scare in that one. I don't think it's going to be the same with this one. Look, I think the bottom line with this game, what it's going to come down to is the defensive line bullying the offensive line for the Bears.
Rough day for Justin Fields, man.
They're going to get bullied. The Niners have one of the best defensive lines in football. They have one of the best defensive line coaches in football. They're loaded. Nick Bosa,
you didn't even mention
Eric Armstead.
You didn't even mention the linebackers are stacked to the gills.
Exactly. Look, the Niners, they should win this game. Trey Lance doesn't need to do much. He needs to be a game manager. He needs to have a Jimmy G type of performance in this, as people would say.
That's the only intriguing thing. Let's see how Trey Lance looks starting. That's all I'm watching this game for. And I'm not going to be watching it that closely. I'm just going to be watching.
It's a great get your feet wet type game.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, hey, let's ease them in slowly.
Yeah,
that's really it.
Exactly. And as the way we're talking, we're both rolling with the Niners. I got them winning 23-10, not scoring that many points. Max got them scoring 35. And the Bears scoring 17.
Yeah, some of those are defensive touchdowns. It's not going to be Trey Lance explosion. It's a good week to have the Niners defensive fantasy. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, exactly. So that one's quick, man. Look at that one sounding like lock of the week, but we'll get to that at the end. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. The Bengals are starting out as 6.5-point favorites. I think that's a lot, man. Pittsburgh money line plus 228. Cincinnati is minus 285. The over under for this one is 44.5. Some of the injuries for this one: TJ Watt knee is questionable. Calvin Austin foot, he's on IR. DeMonte Casey arm also on IR. Injuries for the Bengals side: T Higgins shoulder questionable, Eli Apple quad questionable, and Isaiah Prince elbow.
That might be a good thing though.
Put on
that
IR.
last one. That last one might be a good thing.
Exactly. Some of the storylines you put, Max: changing of the guard, life after Big Ben, Bengals Super Bowl hangover, explosive playmakers. Where do you want to start off?
I think we got to talk about the hangover, and they might not experience it because who thought they were getting there last year? Nobody but them. So maybe they're already playing with house money again. And you know what, Juan? It's not like anyone's like, watch out for the Bengals. People are already talking about the Bengals. So if I'm a Bengals fan, I'm kind of disrespected because I think the Bengals, you look at the roster, you're not like, damn, so much talent. Wow, it's really crazy. But they all are very complementary pieces. They all play their role. They do their job. Trey Hendrickson, not flash, just all he does is get sacks. All he does is get pressures. Same thing with the linebacking core. They're productive. Corners can cover. Eli Apple's a bum, but he does a good job for most of the game. Then he gets torched. Talks too much shit. So yeah. I think that's the big thing, and I don't think they're going to experience this. And I think the changing of the guard is going to happen.
Yeah, they're the bullies on the block right now. They're the top dog. It's different though. It's different being the hunter compared to the hunted, and that's what they are. They're the hunted. Last year, they were the
hunters for sure.
Yeah. They were trying to take the top spot. It was always the Ravens or the Steelers. They came out. They beat the living shit out of them. Both of those. Mm-hmm. And usually it was the other way around. So a little bit of a change. Another one, Big Ben, not there anymore. It's going to be hard watching NFL football this year and not having Ben Roethlisberger on your screen.
It's going to be
It's gonna be Mitchell Trubisky back on television, back in a starting role.
The Nickelodeon MVP.
The Nickelodeon MVP. You like Mitch Trubisky?
I do.
Any chance you see him coming out with a win?
Slim to none, and that a lot of it hinges on TJ Watt. I don't think he's gonna play. He took a pretty nasty lick in the preseason. The same play that Kayvon Thibodeau got hurt, where tight end's pulling just dives at his knees, which is such a stupid play. How was that in football? We can always get into that whenever we want to, but I think it's going to be hard for them, man. I know Minka has a new contract. I know the O-line for the Steelers is still a big question mark. So, I mean, I'm going with the Bengals. I'll just say it like that. It'll be tight, though.
I'm going to go with the Bengals also. I got 31-20.
27-20.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. What's the percentage, Max, that you have for Kenny Pickett playing in this game?
Only if Mitch Trubisky gets hurt. Or
you don't see Nathan if they start struggling?
No. He'd have to throw 5 picks.
What's the percentage of that?
I don't think it's high. I think Trubisky,
like 5%.
Yeah, 5%. It's not like Pittsburgh has bad playmakers. It's not like it's not a bad offense. It's not Matt Nagy. It's not that bad. So I'm interested to see what Trubisky did. He really got his stock back up after a solid year as the backup in Buffalo. So we'll see. I'm excited. Pittsburgh, they have a chance. You know what I mean? Last year we wrote them off. It's like Bills are going to whoop that ass week 1. They didn't. So it's Mike Tomlin. Mike
Tomlin's never had a losing season.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there. Schlegel time. Schlegels going to Detroit to face the mighty kneecapping, biting boys in Detroit.
Man, fuck them. Fuck Hard Knocks. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Don't disrespect us.
Some of the betting info for this game. Eagles are favored by 4 points. Money line for this one, Lions plus 170. Eagles are minus 205. The over-under for this game is 48.5. That's kind of a lot.
That is a lot.
Let's go over some of the injuries. Andre Dillard, who's a bum, he's
out. He's out, actually. He just got upgraded to
Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey, elbow, questionable.
Playing.
Miles Sanders, who I got in a fantasy league, is questionable with a hamstring.
Should play.
I hope so. Jamison Williams, knee, he's out. He's going to be out for a couple games. Romeo Aquara, Achilles on the PUP list, and Josh Pascal, hernia on IR. Some of the storylines for your Schlegels here. Hard Knocks, now what? Got that Hard Knocks hype. Jalen Hurts watch, battle of the O-lines, and Eagles playmakers. Look, it's a big year for the Eagles, man. Let's just be straight up, okay?
Take a break.
I'm high on the Eagles. I'm super high on the Eagles, man. Whether Max was an Eagle fan or not, because Max is my boy. I'm not rolling with them because he's my co-host and he's my partner in crime. But I'm rolling with the Eagles because I have legit faith in them. I've always been I have my receipts for Jalen Hurts. I've always backed them. Ever since the fucking Alabama days, I backed this kid. Okay. And to me, he's improved every single year. Every single year, he's improved in some way or another. Yes, it's been better situations, whatever the case is, he's improved. And I'm looking for a big improvement this year because what the Eagles have, other than playmakers, Max, is a great offensive line and a great defensive line.
I'm so freaking excited to see Jordan Davis. And it's not no easy matchup.
No, they're going to fight.
Lions O-line is a top 5 unit, I think, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell.
As advertised.
These guys are really good. So I'm watching Jordan Davis with a hawk eye because I can't wait to see what this dude does because fuck Joey. I've been hating on this guy the whole time. He's done nothing wrong but been a good teammate.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see. And you got to see Jordan. You got to see Jalen Hurts. You got to see what this guy's about. And, we surround him. We went out and got A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith, year 2. Jalen Reagor is gone. Hallelujah. Thanks. Could add Justin Jefferson. I digress.
Yeah.
But this is time. I want to see the offense. I want to see us run the ball, establish it. And I'm really sorry for Detroit fans. I know I said F y'all in the beginning. That's just like fandom. I really wish y'all had someone else to play in week 1 because honestly, I believe in this Detroit team. I don't think this is going to be an easy game for the Eagles at all. I would be very surprised if the Eagles whoop that ass from start to finish.
Yeah, I'll be really disappointed if I see the Lions get crushed, and it'll be a big step back. And the only way I see that is Jared Goff having a terrible game, which from Hard Knocks and preseason and the offseason, I know you can't take too much into it. It looks pretty fucking good, but we'll see how that goes, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited for both of these teams. The Hard Knocks hype, I wouldn't really put much hype into it. It seems like everyone kind of forgets after.
I only put stock into it because I really like Dan Campbell, and I really like, and I think he's got these guys fired up. And that being said, like I said, no cakewalk for the Eagles. I'm going with my Bird Gang, 30-27. I hope it's not this close, but I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I got it super close. I'm rolling with the Eagles too. I got 21-21 by the skin of their teeth. I see like a last-minute field goal winning this game, or the Lions missing a field goal.
Yeah, something heartbreaking. It's gonna be tough. And I hope
that place is gonna be rocking. I seen a cool little fact today saying that the Lions have sold out their stadium for the first time since, I want to say it was 2017.
The Megatron days.
Yeah. It's been a long time. So there's a lot of hype going around the Detroit area, whether you guys like it or not. The fans are hyped, okay? And I got really high hopes for the Lions. They're one of my dark horses to be a playoff team, and I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, and I'm rooting for them, man. It just sucks that it has to be against my team.
Yeah. Next game, Colts versus Texans. Traveling to Houston. Some of the betting info for this one. Colts are 8-point favorites. That's a humongous fucking bet line right there.
Yeah.
Money line for the Texans plus 300. That would be a cool little parlay to put in. Colts minus 380, and the over under for this one is 46. Some of the injuries for this one: Shaquille Leonard. I know you did that on purpose. Darius Leonard.
He wants to.
Wants to be called.
I was going to see. I wonder if Fon's going to be like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah, I know. I've seen that recently.
It looks so weird. It's so weird, bro. I hate it.
Back injury questionable. Roberto Sanchez, Achilles IR, Quiddy Pay back questionable.
Hey, punters, don't do sprints. Just kick the fucking ball.
John Mechie, cancer out. Why'd you put cancer?
No, he has cancer. He has cancer.
But isn't it because? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Pharaoh Brown, hamstring questionable. Christian Harris, hamstring.
Because it's been a while since we've done it. I know everyone knows it, but just prayers up to John Mechie, man. He all accounts should be able to recover, but it just fucking sucks for someone we both really liked coming out.
Yeah. Some of the storylines for this one: Matt Ryan debut, Colts run game / O-line, Lovie Smith, one and done in Houston. Mills, Green, and Stingley Jr. Those are just some of the big guys for Houston that they got this year.
It's your building blocks, man. Just look out for them.
Yeah, just look out for them in this game. Look, I'm just gonna get to the bottom line with this game. Historically, the Colts, the same way that they can't win in Jacksonville, is the same goes for Houston not being able to beat the Indianapolis Colts. It's been from the beginning of time. The Colts just straight up whoop the Texans' ass every single time. And the Colts are better from top to bottom.
Yeah.
The Texans have no business winning this game, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is close. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans win. I'm looking forward to a Dameon Pierce breakout game from him, fantasy-wise and just football-wise.
Should be some entertaining running backs for sure.
Yeah,
and Jonathan
most
Taylor,
definitely.
We already know he's the best running back in football right now. Matt Ryan, let's see how he looks as a Colt. Bottom line, though, Colts should win this game. Colts need to win this game because at some point they're going to go through a dry spell, and you got to win games like this so you can survive that type of thing. I'm going Colts 27-13. Texans, year 2 of the rebuild. Just keep it going. Keep getting young talent. That's all you can do.
Exactly. I'm rolling with the Colts also. I got 24-10. I can easily see the Texans scoring more points, but let me see it to believe it. A lot of Mills hype, a lot of Dameon Pierce hype. Texans got some talent, but I need to see it. It needs to translate on the field. All right. Let's go to the next game. Pats at Miami. This is going to be an interesting one.
Oh, yeah.
The Pats are 3 points of an underdog. Money line, Pats plus 140, Dolphins minus 165. The over-under for this one, 46.5 points. Oh, man.
This is a tough game to pick. And, I mean, it's just hard.
Yeah, let's go over some of the injuries. Tyquan Thornton, collarbone on IR. That's tough. Ty Montgomery, ankle, questionable. Jacoby Myers, leg, questionable. Dolphins injuries on their side. Byron Jones, ankle, on IR. Jalen Waddle, leg, questionable. Andrew Van Ginkel. Can't say that last. Ginkel. Appendix. Can't say that word either.
Appendix one? Come on, dog. Oh, no. Come on, baby. Say it ain't so.
Questionable.
Tag me in for those tough words to read.
It's really fucking hot right now, okay? I got my AC off. It's fucking hot as shit.
Yo, Juan's low-key sick, too. I can't even lie to him. No, I can't lie to the people.
Oh, man. Let's go over some of the storylines without me trying to fuck up. Mike McDaniel, head coaching debut. Tua plus new look offense. Pats defense / loss of coaching. Mac and cheese year 2. Now, some of the storylines, Max, what are you looking forward to in this game?
It's got to be Tua and the Tyreek and McDaniels. You know, a lot has been made of this. Jalen Waddle had a really good rookie year, but Tua, I know he underthrew that one deep ball. Then he proved he can throw the deep ball. But let's see it in the game. Let's not see it in scrimmages and all this other BS. I want to see these guys perform. You put a lot of money for Tyreek. You have a lot of stock in Tua. You got Mike McDaniel. Let's see it.
Exactly. Let's just see it. A lot of talk around Tua. I said I'm a believer. I can easily see them getting to the playoffs. I'm not high on the Patriots at all. And shout out to Sean Gurley. Seems like he's not either. In the chat, New England doesn't make the playoffs. The evil empire needs a top 10 pick that they can trade to rebuild for Bill to return to their form. Couldn't say it any better. I completely agree. I think it's times has changed. The Bills are top dog. If anyone's going to be second fiddle, it's going to be either the Dolphins or the Jets by that fact. And the Patriots, to me, they're old. I think with all this coaching changes and who's the offensive coordinator, who's the defense coordinator, it's going to be something to look at, and it's going to bite them in the butt. So off top, bro, I'm going Dolphins. I'm sticking to my guns. I think the Dolphins are going to win this game. They're in Miami.
Patriots, dude. I got faith.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot in Miami.
We in Skyami, but you know what? Sometimes when you have a new coach, I know you have the great energy, but it can be a little bit of a learning curve. It's like, hey, we got to learn the offense. We got to do it against games. And there's no defensive guy you want to go like less against than Bill Belichick as your opening game and new offense, new system. I still have faith in this Patriots defense. It's not going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah. I got Dolphins 24-21. Got a close game, just like Max, but I see Skyami. I see hot weather. I see Tyreek going off. Got the Dolphins. Ravens, Jets, revenge game. Joe Flacco playing for the Jets, going against his old team, Baltimore. In MetLife Stadium, betting info. Ravens, 7-point favorites. Ravens are minus 330. Jets are plus 260. The over-under for this one is 44.5. Some of the injuries, J.K. Dobbins, questionable. Gus Edwards on the PUP list with a knee injury. Tyus Bowser, Achilles, PUP. Zach Wilson, as you guys know, torn
out.
meniscus. Yeah, he's out for at least 4 weeks, they said. DJ Reed, knee questionable. Mekhi Becton out for the year, most likely with a kneecap injury. Some of the storylines: Lamar earning potential contract, Flacco, revenge game, like we said, Wilson out, Sauce, Wilson, Jermaine to watch for, just some of the rookies that the Jets drafted this year with their home run draft. And Ravens team health, last year, bunch of fucking injuries in the preseason and in the beginning of the season. Let's see if they can stay healthy. I see the Ravens dominating the Jets just without Zach Wilson and a lot of young players. I'm high on them, but not so high to beat a team like Baltimore.
Nah,
Baltimore is
100%.
one of these teams. Don't trust what you've seen last year. Too many injuries. What do you think, Max?
I'm 100% with you. Baltimore should dominate this game, start to finish. I'll make it short and sweet. Baltimore's going to win this game 24-7.
Yeah, I got Baltimore 35-10. Kind of a snoozer. Not going to be looking at it much when they're playing, but
it would have been a lot more interesting with Zach Wilson. I think the Jets had maybe 25, maybe the Jets have a 40% chance to win the game with Zach Wilson.
Right.
Exactly. It just sucks. He's hurt. Flacco, maybe, unless he turns back the clock.
Yeah. Let's go to another kind of snoozer, but interesting if you want to see Trevor Lawrence. Jags traveling to Washington to go face the Commanders. Betting info for this one: Washington 3-point favorites. Money line, Jags are plus 140. Washington is minus 165. Over under is 44 points. Some of the injuries: Chase Young on the PUP list with a knee injury from the Von Miller camp. How interesting that is. They are very mad at him that he sustained an injury outside of regular Commander football activities. It was outside and an environment that they couldn't control. So let's see what happens with that one, man. That's interesting. Cameron Curl.
Weird Curl. Spelling of Cameron, I have to say.
Yeah. Logan Thomas, knee questionable. Jags. I don't think you put the injuries for the Jags. I don't think they have any.
No. The Shaquille Griffin is going to play back. But
yeah. For the most part, they're healthy. Doug Peterson plus new look Jags, Trevor year 2 plus Travis Etienne, who I'm super excited to see Wentz debut, fixing the Commanders defense. Look, that's the big thing here is Trevor Lawrence. I want to see how he looks in a Urban Meyer less environment. So we'll see how that happens. I have no faith in Carson Wentz. I don't have much faith.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, I don't have much faith in the Commanders. I'll be shocked if they win this game. I'm rolling with the Jags. I think it's going to be a close game just because it's week 1. The Jags don't have much experience, but I think it's going to be a grounded out match, and Trevor Lawrence is going to show us why he was a number 1 pick.
Yeah, I just can't roll with Carson Wentz. I hope he can kind of get back on track just because of my Eagle fan, but I still got the Jags 23-20. It'll be a tough game, but the Jags should pull this out.
Exactly. I got the Jags also 17-16, close game. I think this will be a good parlay to throw in with the Jags. Like, just throw them in, because what was the betting for them? They are plus 140. I'll take that. That money line.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Tennessee Titans
afternoon game on our board. Let's do it.
We are finally at the PM of the week. Giants traveling to Tennessee. Betting info for this one: Titans 5.5-point favorites. Giants are plus 210. Titans are minus 260. The over-under for this one, 43.5. Some of the injuries for the Giants, unfortunately, with Kayvon Thibodeau, MCL injury, questionable.
Should be out, unfortunately.
Yeah, should be out for a couple of weeks. Leonard Williams, arm, questionable. Kadarius Toney, leg, questionable. When is that guy not hurt? Tennessee, Harold Landry, unfortunately, tore his ACL. He is out for the year. And Monty Rice with an Achilles injury. And
I put that one on there just for you, dog.
Yeah, not a good look for my boy Monty Rice. Brian Dable, coaching debut for the Giants. Titans losses and injuries. Giants O-line versus the Titans front. Smoke Henry workload. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to have to roll with the Titans though, Max. I see that you picked the Giants. Let me know why.
I have some faith in Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones, and the Titans' injuries coupled with how are they really going to generate a lot of offense? Because I think this Giants defense isn't that bad. So it's just, to me, a lot on Ryan Tannehill and Smoke Henry. And who's he throwing to? Treylon Burks, who we both like, but he is a rookie in week 1 of the NFL. So you can't. It's hard to expect a lot
struggling.
from that guy. He struggled in the preseason. I have some faith in the Giants, and I think it'll be a tough game, and that's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, one of these week 1, I can easily see the Giants pulling this one off. That week 1 swagger, that week 1, what the fuck happened? Titans not looking good, but the one thing that scares me with the Giants, Max, is their receiving core themselves. No Kadarius Toney.
Golladay has a lot to prove.
Can't trust Kenny Golladay. He was a guy that was thinking about getting cut this year. Wan'Dale Robinson is your number 1, who a lot of people like. I'm sorry, I'm not super high on him to produce right now.
He's like the Tyler Boyd.
So it scares me. It really does scare me. So I'm going off the Titans, Mike Vrabel swagger, and going in there and handling business at home opener. They came out last year and they got the shit kicked out of them by Arizona, and I do think that's going to be a talking point for Mike Vrabel on saying like, hey, let's not let that happen again, and let's handle business this year and take care of business at home. So I'm rolling with the Titans 20-16. Max got the Giants 23-20. Yeah. Let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs, who thank God they don't play at home for once for the first 2 weeks.
Seriously.
They're starting off on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Some of the betting info for this one, the Chiefs are 4.5-point favorites. The money line for this one is Cardinals plus 175. Chiefs are minus 210. The over-under for this one, 53.5 points. I'm for sure, if I'm a betting guy, taking a chance on the Cardinals with the Chiefs not to cover for this one. I think it's going to be a close game. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Cardinals come out and kick their ass.
I'd be surprised by that.
It's Andy Reid. This is the game. I feel like this is the game, Max, that people expect the Chiefs to win, but the Cardinals come out and really give it to them. I think the Chiefs got a lot of new pieces, which is nothing to be alarmed about. Like we said, the Packers got their ass kicked last year, but I think they have a lot of new pieces coming in this year, a lot of new changing parts, and they might get off to a slow start, and that means getting your ass kicked by the Cardinals week 1.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would find that very hard to believe, especially with the Chiefs not having anyone really missing except for maybe Trent McDuffie is going to be questionable. Blake Bell's out, but still got Kelsey in for the Cardinals. Rondale Moore probably won't play. Says very close call. And Zach Ertz, same thing. Calf. We'll see what happens, but I'll hit some of the storylines. One, it's Kyler versus Mahomes, right? Kyler had a lot of talk this offseason about maybe you should study film instead of playing Call of Duty, and then this is life after Tyreek. And we've talked about they should be fine, but you lose that room for margin of error where you can just throw one up and he goes 90 yards to the house. And then we've seen the Cardinals get off the hot starts 2 years in a row, but they never seem to maintain it one. And then Chiefs have a lot of defensive talent, whether that's George Karfalophagus, and Trent McDuffie.
Yeah. I get you, man, but you mentioned the hot start by the Cardinals. I think they're going to get off to another hot start. I think that's just the team that they are. And the Chiefs got to just life without Tyreek. As far as the offense goes, no DeMarcus Robinson. They still got Kelsey, but they're working in a lot of rookies. Pacheco's a running back who they want to get involved more. I can see him having a fumble in the game. I can see some crucial drops by Sky Moore. Just guys who are trying to get, into the game. Yeah, Juju Smith, a new guy in the offense.
He'll be busy with TikTok involved. And shit. So
he'll be busy with TikTok probably.
Jackson, definitely bad pairing on that one.
Exactly. I'm rolling with the Cardinals heavy with this one. I think it's going to be a blowout. Yeah, I got Cardinals 31-10.
Chiefs 35-20. I mean, it's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes week 1. They get off to good starts too. I'm not worried.
Not a big deal though. Not a big deal if they lose. Look, I wouldn't mind it, as a
Yeah, I know. Just shut up and go to the next game because you're gonna have an orgasm. Okay, come on.
Because we got the Raiders. We got the Raiders up next, baby. Traveling to LA for a home game. Our home opener. Yes, I said home opener. That is not a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. The black hole, the Raider Nation will take over.
I just got Stadium. It. Shut the fuck up. I just got it. I was like, no, it's not. Did I fuck up the graphic?
The Raiders will take over SoFi Stadium. It will be a blackout. It will be hot as shit. And the Raiders will come out in full force.
That's kind of insane. They're playing on Thursday, then Sunday in the same stadium.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking stupid. But okay, I digress.
Betting info for this one. Raiders coming in as 3-point underdogs. Not much.
Yeah, of course. They suck.
Yeah. That's not true, but we should get that 3-point boost for being a home team, but I digress. Money line for the Raiders, they're plus 150. The Chargers are minus 178. The over under for this one is 52.
They did that in honor of Khalil Mack taking over the fucking game, dog. They know.
Fucking assholes. Raiders coming in relatively healthy for the most part. Darren Waller says hamstring, it's questionable.
He'll play.
He's been, I think he'll be fine. Brandon,
I know you're smiling about that.
Yeah, Brandon Parker, he's out for the season, most likely with triceps on IR. But relatively, the Raiders should be healthy. The Chargers, on the other hand, have a really key injury. J.C. Jackson says ankle questionable, but he's most likely out.
2 weeks, he should be out minimum, I think.
Yeah, so he just had ankle surgery, Max, literally 3 weeks ago. So that's what he's recovering from. It's gonna be weird to see how that winds up. Donald Parham leg, he's questionable. It's gonna be interesting. Some of the storylines for this one, Max, I would just say both teams coming in with a lot of expectations. The Devontae Adams
win.
I don't think so. Not for any team. I would say if you want to argue that for any team, it's going to be the Chargers. It's a must win for the Chargers if the Raiders.
Well, it's a rematch of almost Tiegate. You know what I mean? And last year we made a lot. There was so much content towards the end of the year just about what if there's a tie, and then all of a sudden Justin Herbert puts together this electrifying last drive. It's 25 plays. They're going backwards. They're going forwards. Penalties, making unreal throws. And then the last play of the game, the Chargers were like, hey, I'm going to take a timeout real quick and just say, hey, Raiders, you want to kick it? Why not? Why don't you just kick it? And Rich Bisaccia is like, okay, we'll just send y'all sorry asses home.
Yeah.
So Chargers revenge game, and let's see McDaniels and Devontae Adams one. Let's see.
Yeah. Look, I think the Chargers have a lot to prove with the Raiders beating them last year, the last game of the season, the whole head coaching thing, all the new additions. They're expected to win. As much as the Raiders want to think they're expected to win, there's a lot of people that are picking the Raiders to go last in the division. I've seen a lot of people on that wagon. They're so-called the team that is going to be the last place team. They're going to be the team that falls straight on their face. I don't think the expectations are that big for the Raiders. I think they're going to be more of the hunter a lot of the times this year. But this is the team with some continuity. They're going to be big. Hunter Renfrow coming back. Darren Waller. Josh Jacobs. The defense for the most part, Denzel Perryman, Divine Diablo coming back, Max Crosby. It's gonna be big, dude. So it's gonna be a close game. I'm rolling with the Raiders, but it's gonna be a close one. Literally 1 point game. I have the Raiders winning 24-23.
Now I got the Chargers 128-24. You know me, dog. Charger fanboy over here.
How
Gotta
did that?
support
How
my
did that
boys.
fucking turn out for you last year?
It was so close, dog. It was so freaking
You know,
close.
look. The Chargers always have these games where it's like against Houston last year. Like, where the fuck did that come from? You know,
It just
the Chargers
happens,
can beat.
dog.
Yeah, the
Just
Chargers can beat anyone, and they can lose to anyone. So that's the way I see it. I'm just hoping for a great game. All right, I'm looking forward to the home opener. We're gonna black out that shit. Shout out to any Raider fan that's going to the game. I'm gonna try to find some last minute tickets at the last second. See if I can get a discount deal on some tickets to go to SoFi. Hopefully that works out, but I'm going to be watching the game regardless. I'm going to be hyped up. Let's move on to the Green Bay Packers going against the Minnesota Vikings. All right. The Vikings are 1.5 point underdogs. Money line is Minnesota plus 105, Packers minus 125. The over-under for this one is 48 points. Packers injuries. Robert Tonyan, knee. David Bakhtiari, knee. Christian Watson, knee. And they're all questionable. Most likely all play, right, Max?
I don't know about Bakhtiari. I have no fucking clue. We haven't seen him in a year.
Yeah. Andrew Booth, ankle questionable. Irv Smith Jr., thumb questionable. Little bit of injury notes for the Vikings. Storylines. Kevin O'Connell debut, new look offense. Packers dominate defense. Packers dominant defense, should I say. Packers wide receiver room and improved Vikings defense.
I'm shocked that this game spread is so close. I think the Packers are going to kind of come out and whoop their ass. So,
I think if it was in Green Bay, it would be like that. The fact that
I don't think this O-line can block the Packers. That's what I'm saying. And this is going to be one of the best defenses for my money that I think Aaron Rodgers can still make magic, especially against subpar defensive backs and overall not that great of a defense. So Packers, I'm taking them easy peasy, 30-15, dog. 5 field goals. You don't even score a touchdown. No, they can score a touchdown.
I got the Vikings, man. Same thing with the Packers. They got a lot of new interchangeable pieces on offense. It's going to take a while. Christian Watson, a guy that's trying to get acclimated. I don't trust Alan Lazard just yet. I got to see it before I believe it. Yeah, my boy Lizard. I like the Vikings, man. I think they're super underrated. I think people are sleeping on the Vikings heavy. Justin Jefferson's going to have an amazing year, in my estimation. A Cooper Kupp type year with Kevin O'Connell being there. Huge fan of the Vikings. 27-24. It's going to be close just because of Rodgers. Really, Rodgers will make it interesting. But I got the Vikings winning, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win the division. I'm very high on them. Go look at our preview. I'm keeping my receipts.
My God, I forgot you were fucking smoking that day.
But yeah, I'm rolling with the Vikings, man, heavy. Let's move on to the next game. Bucs versus the Dallas Cowboys. For any Cowgirl fans that are still in the chat, we are an hour and 2 minutes in. Ahmad, I hope you made it this far to hear about your team, because hopefully me and Max picked them, but we shall see. Betting info. They got the Cowboys as 2-point underdogs. Money line, Cowboys plus 105. Bucs are minus 125. The over-under for this game is 50. Injuries, Ryan Jansen, knee on IR. Chris Godwin, ACL, questionable. Tristan Wirfs, oblique, questionable. Cowboys, Tyron Smith, leg, out for a very long time on IR. James Washington, foot's also on IR. And Michael Gallup, knee injury, questionable. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. I know that for sure. Some of the storylines, week 1 rematch of last year. This was a great game, great opener last year with Brady coming out with the win. Health of the O-lines, Brady versus Dak, pass catching injuries. Both of these teams have some second receivers that are hurt, and Chris Godwin and Michael Gallup. What sticks out to you, Max?
It sticks out that the missing pieces in this game. And coming off last year thinking, wow, what a marquee matchup, but there's a lot of the marquee stars that aren't going to be playing, whether that's left tackle, right tackle, center, wide receivers. And for me, Dallas, they're at the disadvantage. The run game's going to be hard pressed. You have Devin White, Levante David, Vita Vea, Tryon Smith. You have Akeem Hicks now to plug up the middle. Shaq Barrett. I don't really think Dallas has much of a chance to win this game. It will be close, but I think the Bucs are going to get over the hump. I'm picking the Bucs 21-17, and maybe that changes to me if Dallas's O-line is a little bit more healthy. They're one Zach Martin injury away from being a catastrophe.
Yeah. This is a great Sunday night game. They're trying to replicate it as far as last year, but I got the Cowboys, man. The Bucs are a little bit weird to me right now. They're weird. I know the Cowboys got their issues, but the Bucs with the whole Brady thing taking off for 3 weeks or whatever.
Hey, dog, the marriage was in peril. Got to go fix that shit.
That was just weird, though. It's just weird to have whether you're Brady or not. That is just weird to have. It's week 1. They're in Cowboy Stadium. I know Brady has never lost to the Cowboys. I think it happens on Sunday night. The Cowboys come out and they win 29-20. Shout out to Ahmad Bell.
Shout out the most delirious Cowboy fan I know.
Sheesh. All right, last game, Max. Monday Night Football. This year they're only doing one game, and it's a good one. Got a revenge game. We got Russ. Danger Russ. # let's ride.
I know. Go Hawks. Gotta go Hawks.
The Broncos are going to Seattle with their new quarterback, Russell Wilson, taking on the Geno Smith Seahawks, as weird as that sounds. Some of the betting info. Denver favored by 6.5 points. The money line for this one is Seattle plus 210. Denver is minus 260. The over-under is 43 points. Injuries, Tim Patrick, ACL, out for the year. Randy Gregory, shoulder, he is questionable. A lot of injuries on the Seahawks side. Trey Brown, knee. Alton Robinson, knee. Boy Mafe, shoulder. Jordan Brooks, hamstring. Most of these guys are questionable, with the exception of Trey Brown. He is on the PUP list. Some of the storylines. Russ, of course, returning to Seattle. New look for the Broncos. And Seattle, QB carousel. Would you be shocked if Drew Lock plays in this game?
I'd be a little shocked, but not completely. I mean, I think this game's going to get out of hand because Denver's in a different caliber of team than Seattle. And Seattle is just an island of misfit toys. You have Jamal Adams, who you trade for 3 years ago to kind of get you over the hump. That doesn't work. You have Jordan Brooks, who's a really good player. And then what else do you have? DK Metcalf and Lockett, but you have no quarterback. You have no O-line really to speak of. I don't really see where the Seattle team can go. I think they're outmatched, and this is the last one, and I'll make it the simplest. Let's ride. Broncos 28. Broncos country 28-10. They're gonna whoop some Seahawk ass, and Russell Wilson's gonna cry for sure at the tribute video. That's the safest bet about this game.
Is he gonna get booed?
No,
you don't think so?
He's too good of a guy.
Seahawks are classy.
Yeah, go Hawks.
I would say this, Max. I would be so interested in this game. Like, imagine if Seattle still had their old defense and they were playing.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Like them feeding off the crowd, because I do think the crowd is gonna give the Seahawks like that adrenaline, like I was talking about for ring night for the Rams, and it's probably gonna last a quarter at the most.
It's like the Raiders when they played the Rams in the first one with Gruden.
Exactly. Like, I can see them starting off strong. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the game is 10-0 Seahawks in the first quarter, and then it winds up being a blowout. So I got the Broncos winning 31-13, and I got Max. Max got the Broncos winning 28-10. Having a brain aneurysm. Sorry.
It's okay. No problem, dog.
Yeah, Russ is gonna cry. I have too much faith in Russ.
Yeah,
Russ. This is a game like Russ has to win. Like, he's gonna play so fucking good. Like, this is gonna be Russ's Super Bowl. Like, that's how much it's gonna matter to him. So yeah, the Broncos country, let's ride. We want to implement this new thing that we have, kind of new thing. Last year we had the Soul Pick of the Week.
In honor of that, I named it that this week. It will be changed probably by next week. It's the lock of the week. We call it the Soul Pick of the Week here because Juan doesn't have a soul because he's big gambled it too much. I'm going with the Ravens. That's easy money to me.
So the Ravens are playing the
Jets. They're about to clap
Jets.
that ass.
Okay, and I'm rolling with the Niners. So Max, I want to say this. Do you have enough faith to put real money on the line?
You never paid me, but yeah, sure.
I'm talking about let's go ahead and every week we go on Bovada. Shout out to Bovada. Go ahead and sponsor us. We're taking up advertisements. We go on there and we put $100 each on our locks of the week every single week, and let's see where we get.
No doubt.
I don't know. It sounded
No
with
doubt.
a little hesitation.
No doubt. I'm breaded up, B.
So we're gonna put money on the Niners lock money line and Ravens money line.
Whatever
both
you
of
say,
those money
dog.
line picks.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's what we're rolling with, man. We got $200 on the line this week on Bovada on our locks of the week. If we lose it, we lose $100. We're gonna try to do it every single week. We might be broke by the end of the season.
Do we split the profit or we just take the L?
We probably take the L, but
all right, dog. I ain't gonna share none of my money with you.
We'll probably take the L, but we'll go from there, man. All right, but we're 1 hour and 10 minutes in. Shout out to anyone who's been here for the whole show, man. It was a long one.
Let's
a
ride.
lot of games. It's hot. Y'all riding with us, man. Raider Nation, let's ride. We hope you guys.
You combining teams.
We hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. But we'll catch you guys next. When we'll catch them Monday for our recap.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have our recap like we always do. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, follow us on social media at Max_JuanCast. You guys can always listen to us on the go too for Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you guys are not, hip to the whole YouTube thing, I suggest the YouTube. We prefer the YouTube, but hey, we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. We'll see you guys next time. We are out. Peace.